Okay, so you're probably wondering, who is this idiot and why is he making a video? Previously, I had an LX90, like a diesel JZX90 Cresta. So I converted it from diesel to JZX, and there wasn't a lot of information about it, so I thought I'd record it on video and learn a bit of stuff about editing videos. It took me 5 videos to realize that I had to turn my phone 90 degrees so that the image would fit on YouTube properly. My bad. So basically, the backstory is, while I was building my Cresta, I bought myself a little GC8 WRX, and just before I could finish the conversion in the Cresta, I was stopped and I was pulling off a main road, and an old lady ran into me at 60 k's an hour and basically destroyed my car and rode it off. I wanted one of these cars for so long. They've gone up in price so much that they're like 15 to 18 grand now, whereas, you know, a few months ago you could buy them for 4 to 8 grand sort of thing. So the plan is to reshell, or at least to build a new car. It's not going to be like the Cresta, no expense spared or whatever. We're going to try and sort of do it on a bit of a budget. But yeah, I don't know, I enjoyed doing the Cresta videos. Looking back to sort of day one when I drove the Cresta down to Adrian to get the air conditioning gas pulled out, and then fast forward through everything that we went through with having the truck taken off to get the exhaust done, and all the little hurdles that we had to overcome, etc. And it's just really satisfying to start off with something like a diesel or like a smashed WRX, and then, you know, being able to look back and see what happened along the way. And I'm still learning, so please bear with me. Hopefully the videos get better. I finally realized that I have to turn the camera to the side, or the phone to the side, so hopefully you can watch it on a screen properly. But that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, by all means. If you've got a GC8, or you want to shout out your Instagram, drop it in the comments. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the videos. I hope I'm not too boring. Sorry about the monotone sort of voice. I seem to sort of put it on when I'm talking to a telephone, and, you know, you don't know who's watching. So yeah, that's a little bit weird to get used to. But yeah, plenty of people have seen the JZX videos now, which is really cool. And I hope that they were able to help somebody, and I hope if you've got a WRX or you're thinking about building one or something, then this helps you as well. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy it. One, number 2. New shell is here. So the replacement shell is just arriving. Here it comes here. Better go give him a hand, but there we go. So Brad's just left. There's the old boy, and here is new shell. Let's say new shell for now. So 99 2000. This is I believe, an EJ205. I'll have to confirm that. But it doesn't have, so EJ205 comes in 99 2000. The core pack normally sits there. This one's got coil on plug, so it's got the coils on the plugs down in there. There's basically, for GC8's 3 types of engines. There's the 20G that comes in that. There's a 97, 98 version. And then there's this one. The 98, 97 version is a 20G, but it's different to that. And it's different to this. So the problem is these engines, so far as the way the manifold bolts on, are unique. So the dilemma I have is I'm not sure if I'm going to put, here, let's have a look at this engine. Because this is a lot older, I'm not sure whether we even bother putting this engine into that shell, or if we try and source a bottom end for that other car. All right, so here's the 20G. The way you can tell, so if it didn't have a front mount, it'd have a slanty mounted intercooler, and there's the mount there. But what it's got is the intake comes across here, whereas on the other engines, it comes under here and goes off around there. So the way that you tell one of these early 20Gs is that intake going across there. So this engine all runs fine. It's just that the car's been smashed in the back. Now, everybody says that the cars are like Lego, and they are, except because this engine is a lot more modern. So see what I mean? The intake comes up and goes under there. It's because the turbo has a straight outlet, whereas that one, it comes up and then goes out around there, the hose. So between the engines, the manifolds and the heads aren't necessarily compatible. And it's the manifolds that dictates what electrics the car uses. And because it's not a, as far as I know, because it's not a separate engine loom to body loom, you either need to separate the engine loom from the body loom if you're going to run the different engine and splice it into the car, or you change the whole lot from one car to another. So still trying to decide what to do. Let's have a look inside. I don't know what model these seats are from. So the guy said the running gear, so the gearbox, the lower control arms, and I guess maybe these seats are from a, it's called a WRP10, which is a GD model. It's got a Momo steering wheel with the airbag. It's a bit older. So the dash and the console are different in this 99 2000 versus the 95. I'll try and show you some more of the differences later on. But essentially all the body panels are transferable. And check out these wheels. This car's got twin pot, or I think 4-pot front brakes. That car does not. That car's got tiny front brakes. It's got some funky aftermarket lights. In fact, that's a difference. So the headlights on this car, it's sharper here. That other car has one of these grills, but it's been cut in so that the I think maybe so the newer headlights will fit. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It's a little bit different anyway. But here we've got a good grille. We've got good headlights. That car's got a good bumper. So this will need painting, obviously. There's another bumper in there, the silver one. I might pull that out. But yeah, that's that. So yeah, bit of vehicle archaeology we get to do. Boom. Well, the car has come with some original crystal headlights. I was looking at these things and they were like $400 a pair. So we've got one pair. These are some of the corner lights. They'll look fine. So there's a spare mirror and then a spare radiator. Also came with some spare panels as well. But the main thing is these guys here. That's awesome. There's also the original top mount intercooler down there as well. So that's pretty cool. So there's something else in the boot. Another EJ205. Apparently this one has a bearing tick. I mean, too hard to tell really with it sitting in the boot, but yeah, it's on its way out. It'll probably go in the bin. Don't know. Subaru owners always seem to keep the manual. Like the 95 car had a manual with a whole bunch of receipts and stuff. This is the original manual that came with the car. And it's got all these cool pamphlets. So there's a national dealers directory, a little supplement for Australia. What do we got here? An ad for Subaru anti-freeze, anti-boil, warranty and service handbook, and then an owner's manual. But what else is interesting is there's a couple of registration certificates and a couple of things to note, because I was wondering about it's obviously had the engine changed, and Subarus often get their engines changed. Now I won't go through all this stuff, but I'll just show you this one here. It's the last one that I found. Actually, I'll show you two. So this here is the original CTP certificate, and if you have a look at the date, it's from 1999 to 2000. And this car is a 1999 Subaru Impreza. So Nicola Kallick was the original owner. I'm guessing they bought it brand new. AGX65B was its original license plate number, and it carried that throughout a lot of these documents. But I found this one here, and Mr. Dan Dong. So originally the car was in New South Wales, and then it appears Chapel Hill in Brisbane, and then in 2005 Dan Dong. Okay. So in 2005, Dan Dong owned the car, and he had the engine replaced. And what's wonderful is, because this is the engine number that is frequent throughout all these old documents, and then this is when it changed to this new engine number. But the car actually, I don't reckon this engine is still in the car. It'd be interesting to see. If it is, then, you know, it's whatever. But they changed the engine at 115,000 kilometers. So, I mean, that's pretty shithouse. But yeah, it's just interesting going through all this stuff. And yeah, Subaru owners are very particular about keeping this. Maybe I'm not a typical Subaru owner, because as soon as I got the first car that got crashed into, I chucked all this stuff in the bin, because I don't know, I wasn't going to give it to anybody. So yeah, that's that. Oh, also I won $4 on the Scratch It, or there was a $4 winning Scratch It in there. So there you go. It's a bit lucky. All right, so I've now had this car up, or the engine up for sale, for about 2 weeks. Essentially, I left the engine in the car so that any prospective buyer can see it running. They can see it doesn't blow any smoke. It's got, you know, the intercooler on there. It's complete, blah, blah, blah. But out of over 130 messages about parts on the car, I think I've sold things to 6 people. And then everybody wants to buy the intercooler kit. Just buy one off eBay. Like, I don't understand why you want to buy this second-hand one. The joints will probably leak. Just buy a new kit. So anyway, I had another guy, and he chucked a fit because he thought that he could buy the whole car for $2.5 grand. I said, you can buy the car rolling, but I'm selling off all the other bits and pieces. Like, for instance, this console piece here and this boot, which is in good condition, I just removed it to show somebody. That piece there and that piece there cost me $150. There's no way I'm just going to give that away with the car. Let's have a look around inside here. Because later on, you'll be seeing the inside of a 99 2000. And maybe, I'll keep that a secret. Maybe something different. So the major difference with a 93 to 95 is that there's no box on the dash here, and the door cards are different where they meet up here. So you can't put late model door cards with the old dash and vice versa. Okay. This has got, it must be an overlay. It says STI there, but it must be an overlay inside the dash. This is my boost controller. So this one doesn't have the factory map sensor, or it didn't, boost controller. So this has its own solenoid. I set it to 12 PSI max, but it's got 2 settings. So I mainly just ran it on gate. This is my dodgy attempt at wrapping something. That was the first thing I'd ever wrapped. I'm not going to hold the camera there too much because it's not the best. We've got some gauges up here. The tacho doesn't work. So the boost controller is actually really good. It can output, you can read your RPM on that, and in fact, it'll log your maximum RPM, it'll log your maximum boost, it'll log all sorts of things. So that's really cool. But the previous owner put a tacho in up here. Whoop. There you go, pretty shit. And then there's a boost gauge right there. What else? I've started pulling everything off. Those are some old bits of junk from the Cresta and the adventures in building the Cresta. I sold the back seat and the seat belts. If you've never worked on a WRX, the fuel pump is in under there. Seems like fuel pumps are something that goes fairly often in these cars. So I've actually got a Denso one out of a Supra. I think it's about 300 litres per hour. So that'll probably move over to the new car. What else? Yeah, that's about it. We're sort of at intermission because I've got a bit of a surprise going to happen, but I don't want to reveal that just yet. This 95 has got shit brakes on the front. Well, they're not shit, but they're not as good as the 2-pots, and just the regular brakes on the back. We'll go and have a look at this other car again. Somebody, little fella's under here. Made a little bit more space. That's the bonnet from that car over there. All right, let's have a look. So this guy, see if we can get some light. Oh yeah, so here you can see it's got a little pocket and it's got an airbag. This one's got a Momo steering wheel. That's what the dash looks like in this 2000 model. And then you can't really see it, sorry about the light, but this center console's different. This car's quite nice because it's got sort of black sort of door cards. Again, you can't see very well, so I apologize. And then this has got a, I'll turn it on. This car's got a limited edition D1 Project with Amamura RSM rev speed meter apexy unit. It's got a HKS boost controller. So that little doodad there would pair well with that car's boost controller. There's the dash all lit up with all its lights and stuff. I showed you just before, didn't I, how this the noise that this thing made, but it came with a few little goodies. Here's an OG HKS what do you call it, blow off valve, SSQV. I don't know whether that's a 1 or a 2. One of you guys might know, I don't know. We've got a nice little knockoff bolt to your top mount intercooler Greddy thing. That's a fake Greddy thing. But yeah, that's it. Oh, I forgot to show you in the other car, but this one only has 1 cup holder. That car has 2. So it's already better having 2 cup holders. So we've got some stuff in the back now that we're going to keep. I didn't want to have these lying around because dickheads will try and, I don't know, oh, why can't I buy those guards? These are actually off an STI. That's the STI badge just there. This is Maple. Hello, Maple. That's Dorothy. Say hello, Dorothy. Wait. Stop trying to avoid me. Dorothy, say hello. And Maple, say hello. Good girls. All right. Yeah, so that's that. I'm just rambling on now anyway. I will edit this video. Things will get better when we start getting into stuff. I'm kind of at a bit of an intermission at the moment. I really should be pulling that thing apart, but I don't want to just yet, for reasons which you'll understand in a bit. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully it all works out and I can have a Rexy again. I'm almost tempted just to buy one. I know of one for 12 grand with a Link ECU, but I'd still spend money on it, and I don't really want to spend 12 grand. Maybe once I sold all these, if I sell all these, I can't even sell that thing. Like, there's so many dudes that probably have a 93 to 95 engine on the way out that could use that thing. But, don't know, we'll see. See what the future holds. This will be interesting. So, for you guys that are just watching my videos for the first time, I know they're probably not very interesting, but that's what my other videos were about. And so hopefully we can turn something like that into something like that. Cool. Thanks for watching.